I grumbled under my breath as I walked down the sidewalk, hands shoved deep into my pockets. The day had already worn me thin: late bus, spilled lunch, a snarky email from my boss. And now, the final straw, my shoelace had snapped. I stopped at a bench, balancing awkwardly on one foot while trying to tie what was left of it. The knot was ugly and barely held. It was just a shoelace, but today, it felt like everything was against me. That's when I saw it. A single shoe, lying near the curb. Old, faded, its edges frayed. A child's sneaker. At first, I thought nothing of it. Just another piece of forgotten trash in a city that never stops moving. But something about it made me pause. I looked around. There was no frantic parent, no child limping around in mismatched shoes. Just people walking past, too busy to notice. I frowned. Who had lost it? A little boy, maybe? A girl who had run too fast and never noticed. My annoyance flickered into something else. Curiosity, maybe even concern. I imagined a child crying, a parent searching, frustration rising in their voice. I sat down on the bench and watched the shoe for a long moment, my own frustration shrinking beside it. The world kept moving. Cars honked, conversations blended into an unrecognizable hum, footsteps rushed by. But that tiny, abandoned shoe stayed still. Unmoving. Waiting. I sighed and stood up, scanning the street. Then, from across the road, I spotted her. A small girl, maybe 4 or 5, standing beside her mother near a bus stop. She shifted her weight awkwardly, her little socked foot pressing against the pavement. My chest tightened. I picked up the shoe and made my way over. As I approached, the girl looked up, eyes wide and cautious. Her mother turned, wary, pulling her daughter a little closer. "Excuse me," I said, holding up the sneaker. "I think this belongs to you." The girl's face lit up with pure relief. "My shoe," she squeaked, grabbing it with both hands. Her mother sighed, pressing a hand to her chest. "Oh, thank you. We didn't even realize." She stopped herself, shaking her head. "Thank you so much." The girl quickly slid her foot back into the shoe, wiggling her toes happily. She looked up at me and smiled. "Now my foot won't get cold." I chuckled. "That's important." As I walked away, my broken shoelace didn't seem like such a big deal anymore. Some days, things go wrong. But sometimes, in the middle of our own mess, we get a chance to make something right for someone else. And that, somehow, makes all the difference.